Good everyone, my name is Graphics. If you look at the left hand side of the screen, you see a question, and the question says Figure 3 shows the orthographic projection of a bracket in first angle projection. Draw full size the isometric view of the bracket, making y the lowest point. Now, if you look that closely, you will discover that we're told to assemble the different views of this bracket, right? This is the front elevation, this is the plan, and this is what the end view. So what you do, since we're hearing the word isometric, the first thing you have to do is for you to draw your isometric axis. All together, you draw your vertical line this way, and you draw, that is for the y, and you also do for the x, right? You do for the z too. You can see that. Now the entire height, this is where we're starting our measurement from, right? So the entire height is, you get the height from the front elevation. Is that taken? And this is the front elevation here. And there's nothing like height here. The only thing we have is just 50, and there's no height there. So what you simply do, you will go to the end view, which is this value, this figure here that is just in front of the front elevation. You discover that from here to here is given to be what? 60, right? And if it is 60, meaning that from here to here, which is the diameter of this circle here, is 50. So you only take the radius, because from here to here is the radius. So 60 plus radius of 50 of 25, because half of 50 is what? 25. So 60 plus 25 will give us what? 85. Out together now. 60 plus what? 25 will give what? 85. You should have it in mind that the distance from here to here is the same thing as saying from here to here out together. So the height is 85. So I'm going to measure 85 here. So I'll take my meter rule and I'm going to measure 85 from this point here, right, as my height. So placing it at this point, I have 0 here. Can you see that? Straight up to what? 80, which is 8. Then here, that will be my 85. You can see that. Now I've gotten the entire height along the y-axis. Then to get the width, right? The width is at this side here. That is almost the smallest part, which is here we have here. So the question is, how can I get the width? From the get the width from the what? From the plan. That means from here to here is the width, right? And the width is not given. Is the width given? Yes, it is. It is given, and that is what radius of 25, which is what 50 diameter. So the width is what 50. Is that taken now? So why am I using here? Why am I using here as the width? Because we are told that let y be the lowest point, and this point is y, which is where the width is. So, and this side there you see is the lowest point. And why am I putting here? Why not here? Why here? Because of what? The figure is facing this side. So since it's facing this side now, meaning that everything will face. As it was facing here, I'll put my width here. So let's proceed. So I'm having diameter of what? 50, which is 50. So I'm going to measure 50 from this point here, from 0 here. Can you see that? To what? To 5. And that is 50 at this point. Then the remaining one, which will be the length altogether, that will give us the length. Is just from here to this point here is actually what? Is 50. Then 50 is 70. So 70 plus 25, and that's going to give us 70 plus 25, that will give us 95. So from here to that side is given to the what? 95. So from 0 here to what? 95. Is that okay? That will be what? 95. So take my meter rule and I'm going to um, project those points upward. Here, I'll take it up. Here, I'll take it up. Then what I did here, I'll do it here also. So at this point, I'll take it to this level. I'll turn it. At this point, I'll take it to this level. You can see that. So in doing that, this is what we have. And I'll come here too. And I'm going to come here too, just to close it up. So this is what we have. To successfully bring out the box, is from this box we start carving out those images that is on the left hand side of the figure. So let me take this up a little bit. So we're going to see what we are up against. So we're going to see what we are up against. Are we together? So this is what we have here. So from here, let's start. It's better for you to always start from the elevation, right? So let's start. This end here is this end here. So I'm going to measure 15, right? Let's measure the 15. From 0 to 15 is here. You can see that. And the height is given to be 5. That means from here to here is from here to here, and that is 5. So I'll just measure this upward here a little bit, just this way, and I'll measure 5 from that point upward, from 0 to 5. You can see that. And once I've done that, I'm going to take my instrument and I'm going to project from this point straight down here this way. You can see that. And I'll now measure another one up here, which is 15. So taking, because from here to here is from here to here, and that's given as what? As 15. So I'll measure 15 upward from this point. See what I'm doing? I'll measure 15 upward from this point, from 0 to this is 15, right? And I can easily close it up this way. Can easily close it up this way, just like this. Then I'll close it up this way too, just like this. All together now. So what really is the matter here is that this here will be from this point to this point. But before I do that, let me just close it up. You see what I want to do now, right? And I'll also let me just focus on this side. Now I would have leave it as a rectangle here, just like it shows in the front elevation. It looks like a rectangle, but I cannot leave it that way because the plan is telling me that the side here you're seeing is actually a curve. So this side you're seeing here is here, and it's telling me that what from the top, telling me that what it is a curve. So that's why I will use the curve. They're taking now. So the center, I will now get the center of this figure here, which is given to be 25, right? So let me get the center of this figure here, which is given to be what? 25. So from 0 to 50, right? This is 25 here, and I will just draw it out this way. And after doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll repeat the same thing using my compass. Is that okay? So from this point, you take it to this end. Put something that's saying this end, right? You mark here. You come here also from that point. You mark again. You can see that, and you take your meter rule and you make it form a box this way. You come here also. You do the same thing here too. Can you see that? So what you can see, we know very well that this is x, y, and what? Z. So if this is x, meaning that here is also what? X. Are we good? Then this is what? Z. And where here is x, here is also x. If here is z, here is also z. So what I will do is, from this point here, I will draw a line to meet x. And from this point here, I'll draw a line to meet z. Can you see that? And I am going to join the longest diagonal. From here to the diagonal, but it is shorter than from here to here. This is the longest. So I'm going to join the longest diagonal. And this is alternate method of constructing a circle. So what I actually need is to get the curve. So the point I need is the point I actually need here is I'll place my compass here and I'll take it to this end here. Can you see that? Where I'll be able to draw my curve. Right, this is the curve I have, and if I've done that, where this line meets this point will be another point I need, and I'll place my compass at that point to get my other curve from here to here. You can see that. So let me taking that out. So I've taken it out. Right, now if you look at this, the plan is telling me it's a curve and this is a curve, but the elevation is making you understand that the one we just did now is the top here. There's also the same thickness at the base here, which is this base here also. So I'll repeat the same thing here at the base here, right? Because it has up and down. I only did for the up, remain the down. So I'll just take my instrument here. I'll just close it up too from this point, this baseline here, right? I'll close it up. But now I don't really have to stress myself much. What I'll just do is I'll bring this point down, right? And this point here, I'll take it to this level here. Then I'll join this to this. So it is meeting here, right? Then I'll join the diagonals. So when I join diagonals, I'll just transfer this point here, transfer it down. Just save me from the stresses. So I transfer this point down. So I need this point, right? Because I use this point to get this curve. So I'll use this point to get it down one. So this is what I'll just do here. You just take your compass, you place it at this point, and you take it here, somewhere around here, and you draw your curve. Okay. You can see that. Now you come to this point here, where you mark, and you complete it. So what it does is when you're drawing it, you just make it to just touch this diagonal line here. So you're touching the diagonal. So it's on this point you're going to draw your line downward this way from here to this point. Then you can use acrylic taking out this out first. You can see that. So what I'll just do is what I have is that I am going to measure 15, and this is coming back to meet the 15. This down one. It's coming straight down from here to meet that line here, and this is coming down here. You can see that, and this is being closed down here. Right, then we'll continue with the rest. Just taking, and this is going on straight down from here. So let me just stress myself. Let me just wait here first. Now, aside from that, you can see that there's a box in the midst of this. You can see where my arrow is pointing from the plan. So we are looking at from the top, you see a box. We're looking from the elevation, it's showing hidden line, meaning that that box is going through. So the box is 20 millimeter all through. So all I'll just simply do here, it's telling me it's from here to what, 0.70. So from the ending here, this ending here, which will be the ending around here, I'm going to measure 70. Right, and this is the line of 70 here, still at the same center here. Can you see that? This is 70 here. So at this center here, I'm going to measure on my meter rule. Measure, use 10, 10, 0 to 10, and I'll place it here. I'll mark 10 to the right, 10 to the left, 10 upward, and 10 downward. Then I'm going to close them up with my box here. I'll close them up. So with this, I'll just draw my line this way. And with this, I'll draw another line this way. And with this, on that same point I mark, I'll close it up this way. Thick line, because I know where I'm heading to. From here to, I'll draw this thick line, I know what I'm heading to. Then from here to, I'll close here. And from here also, I'll close here. You can see that. And I'll bring it down first. Let's bring this down a little bit from here. And we know the thickness from here to here, given to be what, 15. As you can see, from here to here is equal to from here to here. So I'll measure 15 on that line downward. So measuring 15, let's see where to take us to. From 0, right? And this is 15 here. This is where it is ending. So what I'll just simply do is from that point, placing my T-square from that point, I'll just take it to that line. I'll close it up. I'll come here this way. I'll place it here. I'll close it up. Then I'll place it here also. And I'll take it up. So that is for this one. You see from the top, mean there's a through is going in. Now aside that, the next thing we'll be doing is the thickness between here and here is 30. So I'll just measure on this line, measure what, 30, right? Because this line, this point is this point, this point is this point, this point is this point, which is the line of what? The line of the thickness of 30. That's where this line is joining. So I'll just measure 30 on that line here. So what I want to do, ensure that it is well placed. Can you see that? So this is 0, 10, 20, and this 30. That is where this man here, this guy, will stop at that point of what? 30. Can you see that? And I am going to take it up. I should be able to what? Take it up. Before I take it up, I'll just take this in. This is telling me that this is going in this way. Stopping here. Then I'm going to take this one up here with just my front line. You can see that? So if I do that, then what I'll do is from the this point to this point is given to be, we have 46, right? So this point to this point is this point to somewhere around here. So from that point, then I'm going to measure 46. So from 0 here, this is 40, 45, 46 at this point here. So I'll just close that up this way. I'll close that up this way, and I'll bring it down this way. Can you see that? I'll bring it down to a level of what? 50. Because the thickness here, the height here is what? 50. That's how I'll bring it down to a level of what? Of 50. So when I do that, I'll bring it down to a level of 50. But I can sense from here to here is 50. I can just take my compass, alright, and place it from here to here is 50. Then I'll come down here to and mark 50. Or I'll just simply measure my what? My 50 from here. This is the 50 that we have here. Can you see that? So let me just draw my line here. This is where they are meeting. So once I have done that, I'll bring this here. It's already coming down. And I'll just close it up to form my box because I want to draw a curve there. What do I mean a curve? If you look from here now, we just have like a rectangle. But looking in this direction here, that is in this direction here, you'll be seeing the end elevation. So the end elevation is telling me that what? It is a circle. This circle you see meaning that here is what? It is a circle. Right? So when I do that, this is what will actually happen. I'll have to get the center, and the easiest way to get the center here is to join diagonals. So when I join the diagonal this way, you can see that, and I join this diagonal this way, this point you see here will be the center. Then I'll do the things that I did here, and I'll do it here also. So by bringing this down this way, I'm taking this here also this way. You can see that. So once I've done that, I told you earlier that this is X, Y, Z. So any line going this way is what? Is my Z. Is that okay now? So this you see here is Z, right? And anyway you see like this is what is X. But as to cut the long story short, I will now join from this point to Z, right? And from this point to X. Anyhow you're doing it, just ensure that you pick it from this the shortest diagonal and you join it. So let me make that easy if possible. So once we've done that, so we'll now draw in our curve, our circle. So if I place it at this point to this point, I'll draw my curve. You can see that. So after I've done that, I'll also place it here. I'll do the same thing here too. Ensure that it's touching these two ends here. Sorry. Right? So where it meets, where this line meets the diagonal here, I'll complete the rest. I'll come here also, where this diagonal meets this line here, do the rest. You can see that. So let me taking that out. So I've taken that out. Now that is not enough. There's still another internal circle in that has diameter of what? Of 30. So I'll just take half of 30, which is 15, right? I'll take half of 30 from here. You can see that. Half of 30, which is what? 15. So from 0 to 15 is this from this point. You can see that. And I'll place it at the center point. I'll mark 15 up, 15 down, 15 to the left, and 15 to the right. And I'll repeat the same thing I did when I was drawing the bigger circle by taking my instrument here and measuring, like bringing out the box from here, the box from here, the box from here, the box, and from here also the box. You can see that. Now we're not putting the other circle inside of here, which will be this. We do the same thing, right? How we do the same thing? Place your compass here, or let me show you a shortcut you can actually use. Actually, bring out your French curve, right? If you don't have that, and you look for the best circle that fits into this box. So if I should choose this, this is not fitting in, right? It is fitting in. It is, right? It is fitting in. It is what? Fitting in. And I'll just draw this. You see. You can see that. And another easy way of doing it, but you just follow the same procedure I followed in doing the bigger circle, and you get the same thing that you want to get. Then aside that, so what you should just do here remaining is you realize that this other circle is just touching the line of 30, right? So I'll just take my instrument from this point here. You can see that, and I can take it down to touch the line of 30, right? Is another what? There will be another circle here, right? Another circle on the surface. So let me do the next circle, the same thing here I did there. So I'll come here, I'll close this up, right? And I'll also come here, I'll close this up, right? And I'll join the diagonal. So joining diagonal now makes things more easier for me. Is that again? So I'll transfer the point, the bigger point, this point here. I'll transfer it to this point. From this point here too, I'll transfer it to this point. So I've gotten those 2 points I need, right? And I want to get a curve here this way, right? So what I'll just simply do is, since I use this curve here to get this here, right? I'll use this here to get the next one here. Let me just bring this out. This is what I'm trying to talk about. So just bring this to touch here. Then I'll just come here and easily just do this. Right? And I'll place it at the other end here. So what we'll just do is, now I drew this way from here, I'm going to draw this too. See what I'm doing? Just the same way. And if I progress this, it is meeting that line here. So from this point to where this line and this line meet, I'm going to get the other point too. You can see that. So it is from there that so now where this line meets here too, you place it here. You to get another one that will touch. Here's the line, this line here. And you have this. All together. So this is meeting this at this point here. This is just here. So why am I doing that? Because all I just need from here is this line is going up, right? And it is actually coming down to touch this point here. Right, it's just touching here. This is just a curve this way. That again, this is just a curve this way. So now, aside that, there's another circle at the end here too. You do the same thing, just project this in this way. Project this to the end here, this box, right? To this point, and you join the diagonal from here to here, right? And you transfer the point from this point touch here, and from this point you touch here, right? This point here. So what you've done, you've gotten the 2 points you need. Then you just move this line from this point this way, where this line meets here. You draw a line, and from this point here also, you draw it this way, and they are meeting at this point. So how am I doing that? From here, you draw a curve. You can see that. From here also, you do the same thing too. If you cannot do that, just how would I put it? Get the center point. Let me see the center point here. The center point here, right? And get the vertical line. Just repeat the same thing if you want to, and the horizontal line. So if I join the diagonal from here to this point, this will be where this will meet. And if I join it from here to this point, this is where this will meet. So 1 point. So this here, I'll just draw my lines from here to touch here. And this one here, I'll just draw my line to touch here. So that is what we have. So this is what we are going to be playing with here. This will stop here, right? And this will just go down, which is already there. So let me take in the switch what I'm talking about. So you don't really need this here. What you just do, I'll just delete this off. But that's what we have here, and we're not done. I can easily take my instrument and push this from here. This. Then from here, this, right? So we're successfully reproduce that figure you can see at the left hand side of the screen, that is in orthographic progression. We have converted it or transformed it into isometric view, right? So this is the lowest point of the figure, right, which is what you can see on the screen here. So if you have found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and also share the video. Thanks for watching.